Alright, today I want to show you kind of how I clean a lever action rifle. And this is a Marlin 3030. Nothing special about it, just they're all about the same. First thing I like to use is this ballast. I've got some of the cleaner and some of the lubricant. Really like using that stuff. Works great, and I don't worry about getting it on my hands. It's not some kind of toxic something that you got to worry about. I like these Boresnakes, and they're really the best thing ever. And what I do first is just spray a little cleaner. You see this thing has a bristle brush right here. I spray my cleaner up here in the front part and the lubricant back here, and I'll show you how this works in just a second. Alright, first thing you got to do is pull, make sure it's unloaded. Just look in your chamber, pull your lever back about halfway, and you want to unscrew this little screw right here, and I'll do that. Alright, so there's the screw that came out of there. And once you've got it unscrewed, you can just pull this handle out. Now this handle fits up in the bolt with this little catch on it right here, so you just kind of want to keep that in mind. Now, to get the bolt out, what you got to do is push the hammer down right here and then slide the bolt out with your other hand. And once you do, that's the bolt. And over here on this side is a little groove. You can see that's where the ejector goes. And the ejector is this little thing right here. And you really, well, this thing lays in here is it's got a little notch. I don't know if you can see it. Right there it is. But that little catch right there goes in and lays in there just like that. So now you got the gun pretty much field stripped or disassembled. But next thing you're gonna do, I like to do, is just spray all my parts with this ballast cleaner, and that's what I'm gonna do. You can see I've sprayed all these parts pretty good, and just let them set. Yeah, just let them set. Now, well, you got all that stuff sitting. Now is when I like to clean the bore of the rifle. Alright, what you do is you just feed this thing down through here, and when it goes through, just grab it and pull. Alright, do that 2 or 3 times, and your bore will be shining like a mirror. Alright, so that's all you got to do. Alright, so I got my bore clean. Now what I'm going to do is just take this rag and just wipe off most of the oil off all my parts, pieces, anything I can kind of see down in there, off this handle, any powder residue or whatever. So that's what I'm gonna do. Over here's a bolt. Let's wipe off all everything I can get. Okay. Now, I like to use an air compressor to blow all the excess oil out. But you want to make sure you don't have any just little bitty parts around, but like it's alright, it's hard to talk over air compressor, but that's pretty much got all my oil blown off. And what that does is all the little nooks and crannies down in there, it gets it coated up with oil pretty good. So you want to start your reassembly by putting the ejector back down in there. And that's kind of a two-handed job, but just lays down in there. Make sure you get it in a little notch. Alright, got my ejector back in there. And you can check that on the back side. There's a hole that thing slides into. So You can just kind of feel it when it's in there.
Yeah.
Alright, there's kind of a trick to putting the bolt in there. You'll make sure you got this side with the groove in it turned over that way. And you'll slide it in. You gotta hold the hammer down. Turn that off. Okay. Alright, make sure you got your bolt the right side up. And hold the hammer down and it should slide right in. Alright. Now. Turn it off. Alright, you're gonna leave your bolt about halfway out to this little thing catching right here on the hammer. And then I'm gonna slide this handle up in here. And it'll catch in there. In the bottom of the bolt. Well, I missed it, but gotta get it to where it catches in the bottom of the bolt in that little groove. And this hole right here lines up, and that's what I'm gonna try to do. Okay, got that done. Now I just want to put my screw back in there and tighten it up, and it should work. Okay, when you get all that done, you should be able to work the action just fine. Okay, and I want to give it just a good wipe off with a good clean rag and get off any excess oil. So that's what I'll do. And there is basically how you clean most all lever action rifles.